everyone. Welcome to CNN Newsroom. I'm Monita Rajpal in Hong Kong. Let's get straight to our top stories this hour. A police helicopter crashed into a popular pub in Glasgow, Scotland late Friday. Now rescue crews are frantically searching for victims trapped in the rubble. There is no word yet on the number of casualties. 2 police officers and a civilian pilot were aboard the chopper. The pub was packed with customers listening to a band. Christina O'Neill witnessed the crash from outside.
I just heard what sounded like a plane going too low.
Witnesses who were inside the pub describe a chaotic scene where survivors tried to help each other. A short time ago, we spoke to Gary Anderson, the manager of the band, playing in the pub when the chopper crashed.
There was actually some people I saw sort of shouting at each other because some girl had wanted to go back.
Well, the search and rescue operation continues right now, and there, again, still no word on the numbers of those who died or were injured. Merrill Newman supposedly apologizes for his actions during the Korean War and during last month's visit to the North. North Korean state media has just put out images of the 85-year-old American signing an apology, but will it be enough to win his release from custody in Pyongyang? Let's take you straight now to Carl Penhall, who joins us now live from CNN Tokyo with more on this supposed apology. Carl?
Well, Monita, there's a lot to digest here. What the state news agency says that the North Korean authorities are accusing.
But you know that Mr. Newman is 85 years old, so do we know now what the results of this apology will be, the fallout of this apology? Does this mean that this is an actual a case for sentencing or to keep him in even longer, or will this be used as a means for his release?
Well, that really is the key question. Is this confession, is this self-criticism?
Carl, thank you. Carl Penhall there, live for us from CNN Tokyo. The U.S. is advising its commercial air carriers to comply with a request by China to notify Chinese authorities before they enter newly restricted airspace. It comes as China is sending its only aircraft carrier to the East China Sea. The U.S. and Japanese military say they've sent aircraft through the new zone without notifying Beijing. Last weekend, China established an air defense identification zone, which includes islands both Beijing and Tokyo claim. The United Nations is out with an alarming new report about the devastating effects of war on Syria's children. The UN says more than 1 million children are now living as refugees in camps in Lebanon, Turkey, Jordan, and Iraq. That's 5% of those refugee children are under the age of 12. The situation is also dire for Syrian children who are internally displaced, their families forced from their homes, but still living inside Syria. Fred Pleitgen visited one makeshift camp and shows us the deplorable conditions there.
As fighting rages across Syria, those displaced by the conflict are not only worried about violence.
Well, as that cold winter draws near, hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees will be exposed to those elements. And our meteorologist, Pedram Javaheri, is at the World Weather Center with more on that. Pedram?
Yeah, Monita, you know, just looking at some of these satellite images coming in courtesy of NASA and just looking up over a region across Jordan. This is the northern portion of Jordan bordering Syria.
Yeah, it's a very worrying situation. Pedram, thank you very much. Yeah. And that is it for this edition of CNN Newsroom. I'm Monita Rajpal. Marketplace Middle East is next.